Welcome everyone to the Side Draft Podcast. We're here to review the Las Vegas playoff race, the first race in the playoffs, and it was quite an odd one. Very weird from our normal Las Vegas race.
Yeah, it was very tough for the playoff drivers. And then at the end, it's like, you want to get this race over with or what?
Yeah.
So, it's pretty tough. A lot of cautions at the end. So, pretty got exciting at the end, too.
And Eric Jones started on the pole with Logano outside pole. At the very beginning, Jones would get a tiny bit of a lead, but then Logano just reel him in and just fly right on by him. And then later on, Kyle Busch would run down Logano, but Harvick would just cruise right on by both of them. Then during green flag pit stops, Truex would fly by Harvick. So a lot of who in the world is the fastest right now? Is it Truex? Is it Harvick? Is it Busch? No one knows.
Yeah, a lot of coming and going, and cars take off and they get loose or tight and then get to the back. And I believe Eric Almirola got into Blaney one time and went cleared all the way and kind of messed up Blaney's car. And I didn't know if it really messed up his day, but he made a good comeback.
Larson, who some people saw as the favorite just because he could run the high line as much as he wanted to, it went up to bite him because he would get in the wall just a little bit and had a flat with 10 to go, and he would have to pit and lose a lap.
Yeah, I believe the tires really didn't like the high line. It really blistered them up real good and had a lot of tire issues today.
So Truex wins the stage, Harvick in second, third would be Bowman, fourth would be Kurt Busch, and then Chase Elliott. So a lot of playoff drivers running top five right now. Bowman showing that he's not an easy pick to get eliminated first out. He's wanting to run up there with the big three.
Yeah, it's really interesting today that Hendrick was all had some speed, and Chase, he just barely getting fifth right there at the end of the stage and really outran Kyle Busch.
So stage two, the 66 of Timmy Hill would hit the wall, lap 90. That will give Larson his lap back. Truex would continue to lead. Caution out for the 13 on lap 112. And then Brad Keselowski would win the race off pit road.
Yeah, that two-team, that was on fire on pit road today. So
I think that's Keselowski's strongest attribute to the team right now, because they won the race for him at Darlington, won the race for him at Indy, and won the race for him here at Las Vegas. So I think if he can keep that up, because Harvick and Truex, their pit crews are on or off. They're either the best in the business or they're causing a lot of fumbles. I think it'll be Keselowski's pit crew versus Busch's pit crew before the end of the season.
Yeah, I believe the pit crews can really hurt you or help you on the pit road. When they gain you spots on pit road, it kind of pumps you up and makes you want to do good for them. But when they put you behind, and that makes you kind of mad, and I gotta pass more cars again. So it's kind of tough being on pit road and where you gain spots or lose spots. But his team was on it today.
So on that restart, Martin Truex would barely get into the 4-car, send the 4-car up the racetrack. He'd lose a lot of spots. 78 would just take the lead. And later on, one of the big three, possibly the biggest of the big three, blows a tire just because the tire wear at Las Vegas was just extremely hot. And the brakes, the tires are just shredded up. I believe they said, or Rodney Childers told Harvick to not drive as hard because the last set of tires were just terrible, and then that set of tires just blew up.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it took out Eric Jones in that one when Harvick went to the wall. Eric had nowhere to go, but in the back to the 4. Just kind of ended his day too.
One bad race isn't going to hurt the 4-car because all these playoff points, but for Eric Jones, that really hurts his chances of making it to the next round. So we'll see if he can rebound at Richmond. Or maybe the Roval.
Especially the Roval, because nobody really knows what's going on at the Roval.
Yeah, I mean, I expect the Roval will be, similar, the big three, but possibly we could see a wreck fest just like we did today.
Yes, hard to tell. We'll see in a couple weeks.
So 2-car would lead on the restart, and the 2-car would win stage 2, with Kurt Busch coming in second. Third would be Truex. Fourth would be Jimmy Johnson.
What? Jimmy? Wow.
and Jamie McMurray in fifth. It's a lot of new faces up there competing for a playoff point, or in McMurray's case, a final win for Chip Ganassi Racing.
Yeah, it's really good to see Jimmy Johnson get up there. He had a really good car today. He was running top 5, top 10 most of the day. And it's really good to see them kind of step it up a little bit.
So do you think that is because that the team's getting better, or is it because the track conditions? Because if we go to Kansas, same format, do you think we'll see Hendrick running that well again?
I believe Hendrick's hit on something. I believe Chase is leading the pack with the Hendrick camp, and they share information. I think it's helped the 48 and the 88 and even the 9 car. So.
Yeah, I think they'll be pretty strong at the Roval, possibly next week at Richmond. So, don't count out the Hendrick guys just yet. There's still a little bit of fight left in them, but if they don't do something quick, they won't get eliminated pretty quickly.
Yeah, I believe they're still looking for a little bit of speed in the Hendrick team, but they're really showing promise in the playoffs.
Stage 3 would begin. Blaney would take a 2-tire stop and come out first, and the 88 would have an uncontrolled tire, so he would have to start from the back. So he had a great day, turned to a bad day in that little bit of time.
Yeah, it was really gutsy call on Blaney's part, trying to do a 2-tire stop and get out there, but he did pretty decent on.
And some cars would stay out, like McMurray, Larson, Six of Bain, Kyle Busch, and Paul Menard. And Kyle Busch, he was running pretty well in that first stage, and then something happened to his car. That's happened to him the past several races. Do you think that's a big issue for the 18, or is that just a few race slump?
That may just be for this track. You can't really count them out, and they'll always try to rebound.
Yeah, I don't think the big three have magically disappeared like a lot of people in NBC are saying. They just had a terrible past few weeks on luck, a lot of crashes, a lot of pit road fumbles. If they could just figure that out, like today we had extremely hot track, burning the tires up, burning the brakes up. That's why Harvick had his issues. And Busch, I don't believe they ever told us what happened, but he just stopped running well, and the 48 or the 43 of Bubba Wallace had to go to the garage.
Yeah, they're really not sure what happened with Bubba's car. I mean, he just said he had to go take it to the garage. I don't know if he just had engine issues or what it was. But just talking about the big three, I don't think they've slipped off any. It's just, I believe some of the competitions have stepped up to them. But I believe in the playoffs, you're going to see them shine a little bit more.
Yeah, I believe when it comes to Richmond, I believe they're going to come back and be like, hey, we're the big three. Fear us. I think they're going to predicting a top 3 big 3 finish at Richmond. But Brad Keselowski would go back to the lead, lap 164. Truex had a strong late run car, and he would get back to leading lap 202. And lap 213, McMurray would spin, and the 9 car, Chase Elliott, would slam hard into the 1. And Chase has talked about his shoulder was giving him some issues after that crash.
Yeah, really, Chase had nowhere to go because I believe Murray cut a tire or something and it was in the wall, and Chase was right there behind him and just kind of clipped him. And it was running for 5th. So
yeah, running pretty well.
So it's really, they both running real well, and then it just kind of ended their day. It's kind of way the whole day we went for all the playoff teams. So
yeah, it's like you just didn't want to run your car too hard or run up front because tire issues. And once again, Brad Keselowski's first off pit road. Like I said, that pit crew is just winning him these races. But Logano would get the lead on the restart. 35 to go. Kyle Busch would spin through the grass. Another caution, while Brad would lead off pit road once again.
Yeah, he was real lucky he didn't tear the whole splitter up like, we have seen on an Xfinity race. And, once they go to the grass, I guess he hit it a different angle and didn't really mess it up as bad. But he was able to continue on.
Yeah, and Larson would try that high line on the restart. It would work for a few laps. Up until caution for the 11. He would try to be like his teammate, trying to mow the grass without hurting his car, but didn't go too well. He would destroy the front end of that car just by digging into the grass, and a splitter went bye-bye.
Yeah, he just didn't hit it the right way that Kyle Busch did, because he just tore the whole front end up. So.
Yeah, with Kyle's wreck, he really got lucky that his tire blew out to slow him down even further and didn't really cause too much damage to the front
I believe Kyle caught it the right way and slowed down enough where, the grass wasn't slowing him down like Denny it was. Once you go to full rate speed and hit the grass, it's just over.
So the leaders would stay out. Brad Keselowski getting the lead again with caution. It was 6 to go for debris that they never showed.
Yeah, there's a lot of like the intensity picked up. Everybody, I want to win this one. I want to win this. And so there's a lot of good racing up front. They put on a good show for the fans.
They did, and fans are probably up there sweating really bad. I was like, hurry up, guys. Which I saw on Twitter, like a lot of people were complaining this, like they just couldn't stand to be there the entire length of the race. Heat was a real issue even for the fans watching. So another caution after the restart, 41, the 34, and the 38, right before Brad could take the white flag. And I bet he was really regretting that one.
Come on.
Yeah.
Not again. Quit wrecking back there.
More trouble for more playoff drivers. Kurt Busch, I believe that Clint Boyer caught a bit of the wall at an earlier caution. So a lot of trouble for playoff contenders.
Yeah, once they put that green stripe on there for the playoff drivers, it seemed like it just destroyed the car.
It happens every year for some reason. It's like these drivers can race the best all year. Then when it comes to a green stripe, that's when they lose all their talent. I don't know. It's weird. Or lose all their luck and things go to...
It could have been the big emojis on the side of the car.
They didn't want them so bad that they wanted out of the playoffs.
Get this thing off the car. No.
So that would be red flag. Overtime once again.
I bet that red flag was really tough on them.
Yeah.
They did bring some water to them, but it's still 150 or more in the car. So
yeah,
they just sitting there cooking, like, oh, hurry up.
So overtime would happen again, and Brad Keselowski would basically cruise to a win. No one could match him on that restart. I believe he was not the fastest car, but it's just the way that team strategizes and the pit crew, and they just nailed it on pit road and got the job done, just like they have the past 2 other weeks that they've won.
Yeah, he was really good on the restarts. He can get off to a good lead, and Mark Truex, it took him a while to try to catch him down, but he just ran out of laps.
Yeah, so Brad Keselowski winning his 3rd race in a row. So like before this month even began, Brad didn't even have a win.
Yeah, beginning of the season, like, you think Brad's going to ever win a race this year? Here goes 3 in a row. So,
it still amazes me. It's like at Darlington, Larson had the dominant car, should have won. Brad uses strategy and wins. Indy, Denny Hamlin had a great car, and then Brad strategizes and wins. And here we go. Martin Truex had a great car. Brad uses some strategy and wins. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I believe Brad, he had the second or third fastest car, but he could jump out into a good lead and maintain that lead for a while. And plus, when Martin Truex would catch him, it'd be hard to pass him.
Yeah, so just a great job by the team, pit crew, and great job by the driver. So congratulations to Brad T. Penske for their 500th win in all of their motorsports history. So that's great. Their history has been made. Just a lot of history being made this season. We have like the big three winning all these races, and now we have 500th win for Penske.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. You see all three Penske cars at one time was 1, 2, 3, and they was really wanting to get that 500th win, for Roger.
Yeah, this thought, the IndyCar race is coming up. There's a good chance that they could do that, and we want to be the ones to do it. And they ran to the finish there, and Brad locks himself into the round of 12.
And to get all three the Penske cars in the top 5, that's pretty awesome.
Great start. It's great to have that much of a cushion going into Richmond. So we're not sure how that's going to go. So speaking of Richmond, it's time to make our picks. It's a short track, supposedly. I don't know if some of these drivers will drive it a bit like a mile and a half, just trying to get everything that they can out of their cars, trying to get into the playoffs. So who is your pick to lock himself into the next round?
I believe we're going to go with another Penske driver in the 22 of Joey Logano.
Yeah, he's a great driver there at Richmond. Saw him win there in 2017. Ended up being encumbered, but still a great driver there anyway. As for me, I'm still on the big three. I think Harvick's going to come over his adversities from Las Vegas and basically just put that behind him with a victory lane for the 8th time this season. So look out for Richmond, and I believe it's going to be Saturday night racing at Richmond. So drivers will get a little bit more time to talk and think about the Roval the following week. So we'll see you at Richmond, and that is all for today.